poll results, regional satraps are in focus. A probable ally for the NDA, BJD chief Naveen Patnaik says that his party has not made any decision on alliances. Yet he's also not denying a possibility of an alliance.
There are no thoughts on any alliance at all at the moment.
Is there any possibility, sir?
Well, all I can say that at the moment we have no such thoughts, no such decisions have been taken.
Is there any talks going on?
No talks at all.
Sir, some of your party leaders said openly stated in media that NDA is the best alternative at this point of time.
Well, I don't know about that, but I want to state here quite clearly that no decisions, no thoughts have been taken on any alliance.
But you don't rule out any possibility of joining the NDA.
Let me just repeat again that no such thoughts have been there.
Sir, on the exit polls, which is showing that BJP might get as much as 16 seats.
Well, we don't have long to wait. Day after tomorrow, we'll have the results.
Sir, if NDA will achieve special category status for the state, is there any possibility to go with the...
As I've said, no decisions have been taken.
Sir,
at the moment. We will see in the future.
Sir, you will continue to maintain an equidistance both from NDA and DPA.
As I've said, of course, our policy has been to keep equidistance both from the BJP and from the Congress.
So let's take a look at some of the scenarios that could be playing out based on what we've seen in the exit polls. Let's crunch some numbers here. First scenario, let's assume that the BJP gets 250 seats, which means they are comfortable in a position to form an NDA government because 42 seats is what we're expecting the existing NDA allies to bring to the table, which means they are looking at a total of 292, absolutely clear, through by 20 seats. So that's a very comfortable scenario for the NDA. Let's take a look at scenario 2 now. This, of course, we're assuming that the NDA has got those 292, but they could still be looking at support. Now, remember, we've already seen some feelers from the AIADMK today. So if they're looking at support from the AIADMK, that could be an additional 27 seats, which means, once again, they're, of course, home and comfortable, but well beyond, with 47 seats more than they actually needed to form the government. All right, let's take a look at scenario 3 now, which is similar because we're assuming that the NDA already has its 292, which means they're already comfortable. They are forming the government, but they could also be looking at support from this man here. Now, remember, we've seen a bit of a smile from Naveen Patnaik today. He's holding his cards very close to his chest, but that smile could mean that the BJD is open to this alliance, which means with that support, the NDA could be looking at a number as big as 304, home and beyond by 32. Now let's take a look at scenario 4, which of course is the best case scenario for the NDA. Here we're assuming that they've got that 292, they're already comfortable. And they're also getting the support from the AIADMK, which means Jayalalitha and her 27 seats come into the picture. And they're looking at the BJD, which means if the BJD and their 12-odd seats also come in, then this is the best case scenario for the NDA, because we are looking at 331, home and beyond by 59. Now, these, of course, are very, very rosy pink scenarios for the BJP and the NDA. Let's take a look at what happens if they actually fall short of the numbers. This is scenario 5, in which we're assuming that the NDA together, the BJP and the other allies together, are getting only 220. Now, in this scenario, of course, they're going to need all the external support that they can get. Assuming that we can count on the 27 or so seats from the AIADMK, the problem for the NDA is that they are still short, and that means they are going to have to count on one of these two, in fact both. Why? Because if we also assume that the BJD with its 12 seat comes in, they're still short. And if we assume that Mamata with her Trinamool comes in, they are still short. So we're looking at a scenario where, other than the BJD and the AIADMK, you could be seeing the NDA looking at support from the likes of Mamata Banerjee and her Trinamool Congress, which in more ways than one is not the most comfortable scenario for the BJP.